I'd say events, some updates inside. This is the Business Finder homepage. It was incomplete earlier. I added some images and I've added a short description here. Okay, I'll straight away go into the register link, which was what I was working on. So here are the three options. One for people who have a login ID, one for those who don't have. So one can go in and create an account, register the business without an account, and here's the link for creating an account. So I'll create an account. I'm going to enter a few. Here I'm going to just then a password which is not matching with the first one. You can see there's an error that comes up. So I just made it purposefully just to show that error message. Okay, now I've got it correct. Just typing in some garbage values to save time. Okay, so I've created a user called JeffCon1. Okay, so here's the page that I get once I've registered a user account. You can see the username here. There's a link for logging out and a link for changing the password. Let's straight away go ahead and add the business contact information. Um, the phone number needs to be entered in this format. Whatever fields you can see with a star next to it, they are all mandatory fields. So I'm just going to enter the mandatory fields to save some time. I choose Florida. Now, as soon as I choose Florida, the other two, the county and the city fields, they update themselves. If I choose Ohio, it's going to change to two other values. So here, it takes a little while. So I'm just going to enter an address in Florida. Okay. And this is a mailing address. The national field, I'm going to leave it blank. Put in a website. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So whatever details the person wants his business details to be seen on the website, it should be entered. That's how it is. The verified field, as you can see, I cannot click on it. It is not enabled. It cannot be modified. It can only be modified by as written over here as econ staff. So here I'm going to insert these values. As soon as I insert, I can see these values coming up over here. If I want to, I can go back and modify by clicking on edit business details. This is the advantage of having a, a login ID and password. So yeah, I'm going to change it to Alokshura. Now I'm going to add some products for this business detail. So these will be the products that I'm going to sell. Like vegetables, asparagus. Now one can add multiple products under the same business contact. So I put in foods, I can add migrants. So now I can see this small numbering thing over here, which through which I can toggle ornaments. So now I've got three products. So if in case I want to delete one of the products, I can just delete it over here. So now it goes back to three products. Okay, this is a link which goes to the next step, which is for entering the location, which will be interfaced with Google Maps. I've not done that portion yet. I've not started working on that page yet, so it's not there. But right now, whatever I did has all been fed to the database. So this business contact, the new login has been created. All these information have been fed into the database. I also show a small feature called change password. Now here I can go in and change my password. Here all I've taken care of all validations that are required. So here it's if in case I give a wrong password, it's going to be taken care of. For example, you have given a wrong current password, and here it gives a wrong it gives a error message that password is incorrect, and the password also requires a minimum strength. It should have minimum 7 characters, and it should have one alphanumeric character. Okay, I'll go ahead and change it. Okay, yeah, I've changed it now, and I come back to my home. Uh, so now I'm going to log out. So as I told you, sir, we have three options. One is registering without an account. That if one clicks on registering without an account, it goes in here. It's the same thing that was there earlier. If I click on this, I can enter the business ID. I'm not going to do that now. So right now, I'm not logged in. Okay. Now there's a third feature which is meant for the site administrators. Right now, I have enabled this login for as a administrator. It is just like adding a particular role to any user. So there are two, like we can have any number of users which have the admin role enabled for them. So I'm going to log in with this ID, Arjun.Prakash. As my ID, I get this message that I'm logged in as an administrator, and I need to be extremely careful while editing data with this ID. I can see all the business details that are entered so far. For example, if I want to, there are like 15 business details. These were all sample data that I was entering just while troubleshooting it. We can see the last data, and the last data is the one that we just entered right now, Jeff John business. I can go ahead and modify things. For example, if I've checked that the address is a valid address, so the site administrator can click on verified and update. So from that point onwards, this address is a verified address. So consumers who are looking at this address will have more confidence that the address they're looking at is a verified address. And yeah, that's it about the admin role. The admin role can also go ahead and delete a particular address, a business contact, and though the login ID won't get destroyed, but the business contact will be destroyed, and this will enable false searches to be not to be shown on the website. Okay, I'll quickly go back and show you the address that we just entered. We had entered Jeff John as a producer for vegetables and asparagus, and he was in Florida State. So if I search over here, I should get Jeff John's business. Um, okay, here we can see there are. Okay, this was something that I had added later on, the paging feature. So here also it shows that there are more. If there are more than 5 users, it gets paged automatically. So if I click on next, it goes to the next page. So here I can see that Jeff John's business. I'm not going to go ahead and click on it because it does not have a map. So if I click on it, it's going to throw an error. So I'm not going to do that. And I can see the other ones which have map, which have the longitude schematic. So here it is. If I click on Gainesville, I can see Gainesville thing. If I click on Orlando, it moves over to Orlando's map. Yeah. So that's it, sir. I'll keep updating you. I'll probably give you send a video next week as soon as I get the map interfacing done for the registering work. Thank you. Bye.